Y'all can hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. I'll be right back.
What's happening? What's happening? Yeah. We have for real here.
Up, up, up. What's up?
You get Azil, you hear us?
Wagwan, you hear me?
I hear you. I hear you. This is Savon. I hear you loud and clear over here.
Okay, great.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, I'm all ready, man. I'm set. Let me turn this light on.
All right, we got 2 interviews, man. We got Uneath, which is, my motivator. So we're gonna interview him a little bit quick. It's gonna be short, and then we jump right into your interview.
Okay, nice.
So you're the main interview, but on the platform, being that it's founding players, we usually have someone from the founding players. So that's who you saw on the flyer, Uneath.
Gotcha.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
yo, for real.
Yep.
Yo, I think I see your video over 100 times, bro.
Oh man, that's what you call good promotion.
Definitely, man. I want to say, Sakpase, you probably seen me, recently on Twitter. I saw you retweeted one of my tweets.
Yes. Yeah. Mabule, by the way.
Oh, respect, yo. Real talk. The whole week after Savon told me about you, I was doing research on you, whatever.
Yeah.
Son, ever since I heard Gravy, I've been one oxtail the whole week. I'm like, yo.
Oh man, you had a gravy week then.
No, everything is gravy this week, man. Every time we talk about you, everything we did,
man.
We don't even use good anymore. We just say gravy.
Gravy, man. Bless, man. I appreciate that.
Nah, definitely, bro.
Yeah, man. You guys all in the same vicinity or?
Nah.
Oh, okay, there we go. I got a view now. I see everybody. Everybody in New York? I mean, I know Savannah's in Florida.
I'm in New York.
Yeah. How about yourself, Rod?
I'm everywhere. I live everywhere.
Well, right now you're in Florida, right?
Yes. That's funny. Right now you're in Florida, right? Yes,
yeah,
sir.
Man. That's where I need to be, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's all good, man. You get to be wherever you want to be. Same you.
As soon as they free up the flights and the Corona kind of dumb down a little bit, then I'll make a trip. But in the meantime, I'm just chilling. You guys are flying, or are you guys staying put until everything's over?
We're kind of looking into July, but we don't know. We're just playing it by ear right now.
Gotcha.
Kind of like you, trying to see what happens,
I mean, yeah, pretty much. I might even have to just jump the gun because I got a couple of music videos to shoot because I'm about to drop an album soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I gotta go to Jamaica, and good thing they open up the airports on next week.
Yeah, the 15th, June 15th. Yeah.
Yep. How's the house out there? The vacation house.
It's good. It's doing well. You're gonna definitely see that on the call on the live today. So yeah, doing good, man.
Nice. But the business, I'm pretty sure the business slowed down.
Yeah, the business definitely slowed down, but it's picking up back because people are excited about getting out of the home and traveling. Yeah, it's not so much international, at least locally, or within the state. They're trying to move around a little bit more.
True.
Yeah, so in due time, people will start traveling a lot more.
Definitely.
Yeah, but we do have quite a few bookings still. Yeah, okay. We're pretty much good for June, good for July.
That's blessings, man. I got a property in Florida. I was getting requests, like people were trying to stay because I don't usually do short term. I do like long term. And during the heat of the Corona pandemic, I just didn't take anybody. So it's just I got one tenant that's been there. He's like an older guy, and he's rocking it. He got the whole house to himself. So he's lucky. He's good right now.
Yes, sir.
But I've been taking an L on income. I'm just paying the mortgage and stuff, but it's all good.
Yeah, you know, we all taking an L on that. You know, everybody, whether you have the money or not, you're taking an L because you're not getting that stream of money coming in as usual.
That's
know?
a fact.
Yeah.
On another note, another L that I took. So today's not gravy. So I started doing stocks like about 2-3 weeks now. Today, I took a major L after that. That guy Jerome Powell gave that speech. Yo, I watched my stocks go straight downhill. Like
You're not.
And I made 1,300 yesterday off of stocks. All of that gone, everything.
Oh, brethren, you're not alone, brethren. I'm gonna send you a virtual hug. You're not alone.
Oh, you
Shake
oh
the hand with
man,
me, bro. You're
yo
not
man,
alone.
I'm glad that I'm not alone on this. You know.
Well, guess what? Y'all are alone.
Oh man, you was gaining while we losing, huh?
Hey, all I gotta say, ETFs and index funds. That's all I got.
Oh man, that was a smart move right there. I was trying to do like I should have knew better because to be honest, anytime that guy gives a speech, stocks go down. So I should have sold everything. Serious. I should have sold everything and just took my gains and just like waited till next week. But it is what it is.
Yeah, definitely, man. But this is all lesson learned from the Corona to everything. You know, we spoke about like, you know, a lot of people struggling, but there's also a lot of people that's gaining from this pandemic as well. So it all depends on how you look at it. There's upside and downs. So, you know, people are still prospering in such a time. Definitely.
I had a cousin, he actually when the pandemic happened and the market crashed, he called me, he's like, yo, I'm buying Spirit. Spirit went from whatever, $50, $60, $70 a share to literally $4. I'm like, why are you buying it, bro? It's not worth nothing. Nobody's gonna be traveling. But like now, it went back up. Everything. So like everything that was like $2, $4, $5 is now like 50, 60, 70. So now I'm thinking next time we get a crash, I'm buying everything. I'm just, you know.
Yeah. It's all lesson learned, man. That's a lot of things that we've been doing, you know, since we've been home in this situation. Is just making sure we, you know, do our investigations on the company, our research, and definitely put your money in the companies that you think is going to make a comeback, you know. And
definitely
all about research, educating yourself. That's it.
Agreed, man.
We're gonna. Go ahead.
I go to the University of YouTube. It's not the best university in town.
And free. And you don't have no student loans.
No student loans, free. You can do it right in the comfort of your home. You don't got to take no midterms, no finals.
That's a funny thing. We all say that every week. So it's funny you say that before we even start our show. But yeah, we're going to jump into this because it's a little bit past 8. I think we should have quite a few guests by now.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah, Ed, how we looking?
We are 6. We have Keisha. We have Hugh, who's on right now.
All right. Mike, check on Junior. You there?
Yes, sir.
All right. Cool. All right, Ed. Whenever you're ready, man.
All right.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Savon Smith.
I'm Woodley Khalid.
I'm Edwin Bellevue.
Our seminar is brought to you by www.foundingplayers.org. Please donate at our PayPal link on our website or at our Cash App at #FoundingPlayers24 or Zelle SavonSMI@gmail.com. For your donation, we are offering a 20% discount of your stay at Founding Players Home Away from Home in Columbus Heights, Ocho Rios, Jamaica. Treat yourself to a well-deserved vacation with your 20% discount on your stay at our property. Please share our organization and property with your family and friends. Book with us. About us. We are an organization created to teach financial literacy to children and adults. Our seminars will educate people in areas such as managing credit, making investments, buying a home, life insurance. We want to use these financial seminars to educate people who would otherwise not be learning about these crucial topics. The Home, located in Ocho Rios, Columbus Heights, your home away from home. A private hillside condo overlooking the beautiful bay and city view. A 2-bedroom furnished apartment with kitchen, living room, and private balcony. Included are great amenities such as a pool, gym, Wi-Fi, and household essentials. The area. Take a few minutes drive to the famous Duns River Falls. Visit the beach at the bottom of the hill and experience the casual and fine dining of Jimmy Buffett Margaritaville restaurant. You can take the time and read a few of our testimonials at the bottom of our Airbnb. Book with us. Thank you, everyone, for supporting Founding Players away from home.
Yes, sir. So, want to welcome Neith. I you Neith Jr. We've known each other for a couple of years, and I moved from New York to Florida. Junior, want to introduce yourselves, please?
Hey guys, what's up? My name is Neith, aka Junior. I currently live in Florida and I'm Jacoby's dad.
And tell us a little bit about, your son Jacoby. That way everyone get to understand who Jacoby is and what he does.
I would say Jacoby was your protege. You started off back basketball when you came back to Florida with Jacoby and Xavier. And you're the first one to put a basketball in Jacoby's hand, pretty much. And he's currently on a D1 scholarship playing for Wake Forest now. And you did a lot for him over the years. And I appreciate you, sir.
And I definitely appreciate you as well, man. And, Jacoby was one of the first players, that I started the program with. The founding players came from Jacoby and my son as the first two players that started playing basketball. So it gave us the idea, and they motivated me to start the program. So I definitely thought about it, and I said, look, basketball, yeah, you could do great things with that, but what comes after basketball? Because we all can't play basketball forever. So that's where the idea of founding players came from, because I look at them as the founders of
Right.
Savon's Academy basketball program.
Yes,
So I got a question for you. What would you say would be our biggest accomplishment from where we came from to where we are now?
Good question. Well, I'd say, you've had a little success. I would say that from my son. Uh, well, I'd say you have a lot of success. You got a deal with the city of Royal Palm Beach. You've trained a lot of kids over the years. You got an interesting program, you know. It's a lot for the kids that don't have much sports to do, to look forward to, you know, something to help them grow. Pretty much.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Well, you know, it's very, very important that we laid the platform, and
Yes, sir.
thank you for motivated me to lay the platform that we've laid, and it led us to this moment right now where we're actually talking about financial literacy. Jacoby, you mentioned he's at Wake Forest with a full scholarship.
Yes,
And
sir.
you know that has to be something to be proud of, saving you a lot of money. And that was, you know,
Extremely.
the goal. You know, we definitely didn't want to pay for college, for real. And everyone on this platform before we started, they mentioned YouTube University, and you can get that for free. So basically, you can call it a free education because he took advantage of, you know, all the things that we taught him, you know, using basketball. Now he's getting an education for free at a D1 college.
All the
And
hard work, man. All the hard work you've
yeah, definitely.
there.
Yep, definitely, man. It takes hard work to definitely have the success. You know, the journey, this is about the journey and the accomplishments. And the journey definitely wasn't easy. So what would you say the journey was like up until this point?
Oh, it was definitely not easy, you know. It's like, you know, usually like when you see parents in the NBA and you're hearing about their success, you know, sometimes you're not sure if you want to believe what they're saying, but you know, if my son should go fulfill his journey, there's definitely a story that you could talk that it's a lot of hard work, a lot of ups and downs and uncertainty, you know what I mean? But you know, the overall goal would be if you follow your dreams, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes, definitely. Hey, anybody else have a question for you? Anybody can just chime in and ask your question if you wanted to ask him anything.
How long? Well, is he a freshman in college, or is he?
What is it called? A sophomore is going to be a sophomore this year. Last year was his freshman year.
And what is he studying?
Say that again.
What is your son studying?
Well, I'm not sure what he's currently studying, but he's still trying to figure out what he wants to do. It's more,
Okay, that's normal
he's
for
more into business right now, business associate degree, but he's still not sure, you know. But
Okay.
also, I want to add that he has a 4.0 GPA this year.
That's amazing.
Oh, that's
amazing.
great. Question. When did you realize, you know, how talented he was that he might have an opportunity to
I hardly could hear you guys. Hold on.
oh, hold on. Okay.
Yo, let Joke me, I'll call her right back. I'm on a Zoom meeting here.
Yeah, hello?
Yeah,
You still there?
hold on.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get back to it. Yes, Saban.
All right,
Yes,
can you hear me
I'm
now?
here.
I could see you guys, but I hardly could hear you because the call came in, so I guess it changed the volume settings.
You have to go up top and click the box
Say
up
that
top.
again.
You have to click the box up top to get more sound.
Okay, I can't hear you, Saban.
That's probably why you can't hear me. You see the mute button? Go directly up the top and you'll
No,
see
no.
a button.
It's not mute. It's when someone calls, it messes up the audio, and then the volume goes down. So he's
Yeah, my
probably gonna
audio is way down.
he's
Oh,
gonna
I
probably
got
have to he's gonna have to hang up and call back in.
All right,
Oh,
so
okay.
do that. So do that.
Got you.
All right. Well, in the meantime, hey, Pharrell, might as well
Oh,
welcome
man.
him on this, man. Introduce yourself, man.
All right, so the name is For Real the Realist. Was given the name Randy Thomas. and I'll start there. I'll let you ask the questions. I don't want to,
All right.
Take it.
Well, before we actually ask the questions,
Yeah.
Ed, you ready? Ed, introduction. You ready, sir? Not sure if
What's
Ed
wrong with
can.
that?
Hold on,
Hey,
I'm
can you
here.
hear us?
I'm here.
Yeah. I mean, we lost Junior, but yeah.
Oxtail gravy, curry goat gravy, champagne made with. Oh God! Full of finesse and zest, man lit, full of sauce and style, it a drip. My clothes, my things, it fit, it's lit. Full of flavor like oxtail gravy, man saucy like curry goat gravy, man fresh to that no champagne made me. Y'all a drip like a rainy, full of flavor like oxtail gravy, man saucy like curry goat gravy, man fresh to that no champagne made me. Y'all a drip like a rainy.
That was the best introduction ever. So there you have it. I'm a dancehall reggae artist, and For Real the Realist is the name. That video that we just showed was one of my latest music videos for Gravy. I shot that in Jamaica. It's doing really well right now. So
Where is
Yeah.
that jacket? Where's that jacket right now?
I got it right here. Let me pull it up.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna call him the Jamaican Rick James. There you go.
Yeah, I got two of them.
You,
I mean,
you
yeah,
got two.
you can't have one.
Hey, Ed, let back Junior.
Yo, if you claim to be Gravy, you gotta, you gotta have the glitter and the glamour.
I gotta ask you, was Rick James one of your idols?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, of course he was. Rick James, Michael Jackson, Jim Brown, all those dudes with that vibe. Even my man Prince.
Prince.
There you go. Oh yeah, you know what? The first time I seen the video, the jacket just did it for me. I was like, yo. I was
I
like,
appreciate
okay,
that.
that brother fresh.
We already know you like bright colors, man. You like bright colors. I can see that.
I do. So the thing is, I do like bright colors, but like it's an art to doing music videos. Because you could dress nice like a casual day, but it wouldn't get the point across. The point that I was trying to make was a dramatic point that gravy makes the food nicer, just like life. The clothes you wear, the way you talk, the way you move. So I had to get bright colors to get that point across. So I did it. Everything you do on a music video got to be exaggerated ×5. If you really want to be impactful.
So what inspired the name of the song and the lyrics?
So gravy just stands for just having an extra sauce. If you think about fried chicken, if you get no gravy on that, I don't even want that.
No, that's dry, man. I don't do dry, man. It's got to be.
Now the only gravy I get wet.
It's got to be wet.
The gravy I get is oxtail gravy or curry goat gravy. So that was it, man. I was like, you know what? I am the oxtail gravy on a fried chicken.
Wow,
Well,
even on the
that's-
fried chicken, that's different.
That
Delicious.
song is gravy.
I'm getting hungry now, man.
Well,
Yeah,
you got quite a few songs. Speaking of hungry, you got quite a few songs that people are hungry for. Because I heard a couple of your songs. So
Thank you.
speaking of hunger, quite a
Yeah.
few songs that's out there that people should be hungering for, man.
That was a good segue, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. But so that's one. That song I released that maybe the beginning of maybe last year towards the end of the 2019. Before that, I had a Humble Beginning. Humble Beginnings was just pretty much a song just to let people know my story. You know what I mean? Just like how we're going to talk about today, the journey. Humble Beginnings would be my song that tells you the journey of For Real. That was my first single. Well, that first single for 2019. I made a Humble Beginnings tour where For Real and the Realist Band, we toured. We did shows on the local arena. We went to Florida, we did Boston, we did Massachusetts. We did a couple of shows just to promote that song. I took a break with showcase because I'm trying to develop a whole new brand, a whole new sound before I go back into doing performances. Because before I was riding off the wave of my old album, which I dropped 8-9 years ago. I'm a whole different person. I have a whole different sound. So I thought to myself, I need to take a break off of singing those songs, build a new catalog, and then rebrand myself and go back out there. So this, when you hear Gravy, you hear Humble Beginnings, you hear Ram Goat, that's out now. You hear Black Lives Matter. That's the new sound. That's me. That's the new for real.
Yeah, Black Lives
definitely.
Matter is pretty deep, man. It's pretty deep.
Yeah,
Alright,
we could show it a little bit too.
Hey, can I hear it?
Let's show that real quick, and then after, show that real quick, Ed.
Black Lives Matter. No justice, no peace, no racist police. Victimizing them, a treat we like a failing Trayvon Martin. Him never have a gun. You know, see them, a treat we like a peasant. The system racist like Trump. Black Lives Matter, so tell the police that George Lives Matter. Eric Gardiner, come on, nigga, we're all murdered. Breaking news, police are killing youth because of color and it's no good. Breaking news, police them up to no good. Black Lives Matter. Breaking news, police are killing youth because of color and it's no good. Breaking news, police them up to no good. Black people make we farm and join together. Stand up for each other, fight the fight like Mayweather. Brother, sister, use your vote and make you better. Revolutionary like Nelson Mandela. Black Lives.
All right.
Yeah, man.
That was nice.
A
Thank
round
you.
of
Thank you.
applause, man. A round of
Thank
applause
you.
for this brother right here.
I appreciate
Yeah.
it. Appreciate it.
All
So-
right.
So
Go ahead. I was
I'll
going to
talk a
open
little
up.
bit on that
Go
song.
ahead.
So
Go
pretty much, like I said, I had Ram Goat out, I had Gravy out, and then this pandemic started. I wasn't gonna make a song on the pandemic. I tried to keep my song entertaining and fun, just to entertain people while they were home quarantining. So the Ram Goat was doing a great job at that. People sending videos, girls is actually dancing with goats and all type of stuff. So now when George Floyd was murdered by the officer, and like the vibe, me personally watching that changed my whole vibe, and it also did it simultaneously to the world. Now there was no way I could be posting Ramgo videos, girls dancing, and like I just couldn't do it. So I pretty much like was either I'm going to just stop posting until like we get justice for this situation, or I joined the movement. And the only way I felt like I could join this movement, my contribution was to actually write a song on it and just give my passion, my feelings about it. And that's what I did here. So I did it not like I was gonna put it out and profit off of it. It was mostly just for me to help the movement of Black Lives Matter and put out my message to my fans, and to let my fans know that I'm sensitive to the issue. I'm not just trying to push music, and I'm not just trying to get rich. I'm a human being just like everyone else, and I'm Black, and I feel it, and I'm with y'all. So that's why I did it, and people love it. It works.
It's perfect. It's perfect.
Thank you.
So how, I know writing the song takes time. So when you're in that mood, how long does it take you to write something?
Yeah.
So for that particular song, it didn't take that long. It took me, I would say, about 30 minutes, only because I already had these feelings inside. So I guess because I'm writing so much music over the years, it's easy for me to express myself writing music. I can express myself best writing a song than even talking or than even writing an essay. So it was easy for me. these are issues that I already had inside of me. Kamani Gray was a friend of mine, and he got murdered by the police maybe about 7-8 years ago. Same issue, they shot him, said they thought he had the gun. I protest for that one. I was out there protesting with everyone, the whole 50s, the whole Brooklyn, and so that was just like a resurgence of feelings from that situation came back. So it was easy. And then you got Eric Gardner, you got Sandra Bland, you got so many others that we know, Michael Brown, so many, because it happened over and over and over and over. And I always get the feeling, but I was motivated by seeing everybody just get up and like they're tired of it, and they just took a stance. Everyone started protesting, and I'm not really happy about the looting, but at the same time, it's the frustration that people are trying to show. And I was, I'm glad what happened, because they're really starting to make changes. Today I was reading an article where the governor, he's going to be signing a bill where the police officers' information becomes public. I think that should have been done a long time ago. Also, the governor, he's defunding, or the mayor, he's thinking about defunding NYPD. That's amazing. Like we pay them, so we should, anytime they do any misconduct, we should take away money from them, and so that way they know, like, nah, we can't mess with these people, because they paying us with their taxes. They're gonna talk to the mayor. The mayor's gonna defund us. They'll double think it. Everybody thinks about money, so you hit them where it hurts. I thought that was amazing, and I'm happy for everything that happened. I'm happy for all the other races that joined into protest. And
that was deep.
It was amazing, man. So I feel like my song, is like, it came out in a time where it's maybe it's not the best thing, but it's
perfect timing.
Right, perfect timing. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, for real, this platform is about education, and with what you just said, you just educated us, a lot of people, because we're building this platform so we all can come together, and a lot of times that's what it takes. It takes a team, just like sports. During this pandemic, we all lost sports, and that's something that we always watch when guys are working together, or girls are working together. Just the whole group of people always working together is like, it builds a strong bond. You can conquer a lot of things. So with what happened, you're writing a song, to bring people together. You're not even preaching violence, you're preaching togetherness, even with that song.
Right.
Yeah. It's
Agreed.
perfect.
I mean, and that's where you get your strength in numbers, and I wasn't preaching, because I could. Was calling me. You guys hear me? You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I could have made a song glorifying the looting and the violence, but that's not the idea. The idea is that we come together and we hit them where it hurts. Voting, because in the second verse is where I said, brothers and sisters, make it better by coming together and voting. So now
Thank you.
when you vote for your councilman, you vote for your mayor, you vote for all these people. You put the right people in power to make change. So voting, and you could protest, demonstrate, so they can hear you and they know that you're passionate about it. But all the other violence, I don't condone it. So
Yes, definitely. We're gonna Ed, we're gonna take a break. Ed, get ready. A commercial or so. We're gonna break for a commercial, but until Ed get that commercial going, hey, we love coming on every week to hear a positive message, man. And we were looking forward to having you. We probably did the most promotion. Know that you were coming because you're a musician. I used to sing. I don't do that as much anymore, but it's something that I've loved for years. Even though sports is my number one, I used to sing as well. So it was a passion of mine. So I definitely did the most promotion for you this week, man. So thumbs up.
I'm gonna have to get you in the studio, man.
I don't know, man. Does age play a factor with me?
Nah, man, not in reggae, not that so.
I hear you. When you say
Best-
you're trying to bring me out of retirement, man.
Look at Barris Hammonds. This man is like, he's like my grandfather, and he's touring. People love that man.
He a legend.
Legend. You got, you know.
Yes,
He's
sir. All right,
definitely
we're gonna pause for a commercial break. Come back to this. Claire Financial and Tax Services. Tax and accounting service that will have the IRS pay you. Anna Vane Marius, 561-503-1751. Website, www.claireftservices.com. Email annavane.marius@claireftservices.com. Address, 2328 10th Avenue North, Suite 501B, Lake Worth, Florida, 33461. Thank you for your sponsorship to Founding Players. Yes, sir. Right back at it, man. So yeah, you know, this platform, we're definitely giving credit to all our supporters, you know, so we're showing love. You know, this platform is about coming together and showing love. Junior, which is so inspirational to me. You there? Neith, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you. You've been very inspirational to me, man. You're hearing some of these messages that For Real is talking about. You got any questions for him? Because I know you're a great motivator, you know, and a great supporter.
I don't have a question for him. I have one question actually. I see you wearing a soccer shirt, man. Where's that soccer shirt from?
Yo, man, this is some random shirt my girl bought me. I work out in it.
Hey, don't play, man, because I'm a soccer junkie, so I'm trying to figure out what team is that.
Yo, look, man, I'm a workout junkie. So like I just get all the athletic wear and work out in it, man.
So how have you been working out during the quarantine?
So I go to parks maybe 2 times a day. You have Shirley Shesson Park right by Gateway Mall. They just opened it. I think the governor did a good job opening it because it's like a trail. It's beautiful. It has lakeside view. It has hills and valleys. So I do trails. I run on that almost every day. And then I go to Lincoln Terrace where I get my calisthenic high intensity interval training exercise. And sometimes I go by my cousin and play some ball. So I try to like mix it up a little bit because in the beginning of this quarantine, I was doing one exercise over and over and over. And after a while, it just stopped working. Like I was still putting on weights.
You don't lift weights?
I try to stay away from weights because I get bulky quickly. And as an artist, that's not the look I'm trying to go for. Well, maybe if I was hip hop, but as a dancer artist, you got to be a little slim and lanky and be able to, maneuver on the stage.
Trying to look like a soccer player, I see.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. But I've been listening to a few of your music. It sounds pretty good, man. Just gonna encourage you to keep going, man.
Bless, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm definitely gonna keep going.
You're welcome.
Yeah, man.
So you see, I've been promoting big time.
I see, man. Now, trust me, the promotion was on an all-time high this week, man. It was coming back to back. I wasn't even impressed because I'm like, the first Gravy video that you made, that takes a lot of editing skills. I was like, they got a big time editor over there. It got to be edited. I'm like, yo, man, they got a whole team over there, man.
No,
Yes,
we
Anybody gonna say anything? Anybody gonna
we
say anything?
gotta give credit to Rod.
Okay, right, all right, right. Thank you, brother. That was good editing skills right there, man.
All right,
Thank you for noticing,
let
man.
me-
Thank you for noticing.
I'm
Let
gonna
me
get
jump.
you to do my next music video, man.
Hey,
Yes,
We
sir.
sometimes you know have the gravy and the big plate of oxtail ready for me, man. I'm there.
we
Got
need him on our media team too. We need
Exactly.
All right, let me jump in right there. You know, with what you're saying, the editing skills that he's got. One thing about our group is we definitely try to understand each other's strengths and weaknesses, and we meet every day. You know, this is a nonprofit organization. You know, so when it comes to a nonprofit, you have to know how to work together. You have to know how to get others help. You know, you have to have your cause, you know, has to be worthy of someone giving you any kind of help. So for us as members of this organization, we have to work together for this to strengthen this organization. So I know what Rod's strength is. So I make sure I influence him and push him, you know, on his strengths and vice versa. We all do that for all of us, you know, and these videos are great. Why? Because I personally realized, hey, this guy's great at this because I've been editing some videos as well, but I left that alone. Why? Because how great I see him doing editing, you know, so we know our strengths and we just do our strengths.
Definitely. I mean, yeah. And you have a good leadership quality because for putting the team together. And I love the founding players, and I love what you guys are doing. And I wish you guys nothing but success. You know. And anything, any way I could help, you always know you got me.
Yeah,
Thank you.
definitely.
Appreciate that.
So
Thanks.
speaking of even leadership, everything that I'm instilling in this organization with Ed and Rod to make this organization strong, I've learned, and you, Neith, Jacoby's dad, who's on right now, can tell you all of the ups and downs. A lot of times, all of the times that you fell down can help you how to get up and perform well, you know, and I kind of did that through the basketball program, you know. So you, Junior, can you speak on that a little bit, like some of the ups and downs and, you know, all this, the journey and the accomplishments right now?
That's so much, man. You know, we've went to a lot of travel games with zero budget. You know, we just gotta wing it. You know, we got kids that we gotta feed out of our own pockets because their mom just be able to send them on the trip, you know, not intentionally without food, but just for the love of the game. And you know, we're adults, we're island people, so we know how to you make one bread serve for everybody, you know. So it's just a lot of challenges, you know. When you're dealing with kids, you know, on a lot of rides, you know, you got a lot of responsibility. We driving to Georgia, we driving all over the country, and you know, it's a great responsibility, man, because when you have people's kids, it's a great responsibility. And I feel like that's right there for itself is really a lot of ups and downs because you can't be the parent of your own child. You got to be parenting other people's kids as well. You know what I mean? So it's a great challenge. And for sure, we look out for the kids all the time because that's what we do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely, man. We've, you know, a lot of the strength actually came from that. You know, when you have kids' lives in your hands and parents are trusting you to take care of their children, it definitely teaches you about life, you know, and with everything that's happening right now with the ups and downs, those are the type of things that helps to build the strength in you, you know. So definitely proud of all of the mistakes that was made, all of the obstacles that was in our way. So that journey was amazing journey, you know. Life, it's an amazing ride if you just learn how to fight through things, never give up.
Gotta grind. You gotta grind, man. You know, I strongly believe in what they say. You're gonna accomplish what you put in. If you don't put in the work, you know, my son, I'll use him as an example. I know he has a Division 1 scholarship now and he's doing well, but it's all dedicated on his hard work. He's been going to the gym since he was 14 years old. You know, his mom would never consent to that. So, you know, as a dad, I'd always had to sneak him out to go to the gym, to LA Fitness, because 14 years old, you know, no mom wants to see her child getting out that early in the morning. And he'd be going at 4 a.m., 4:30 a.m. because the love that he has for the game. And that's the other thing that, makes it more special and important. When a child loves what he's doing, it's always easier.
Definitely, definitely. So, for real, man. With all that being said, man, we're gonna jump back into you, man.
Well,
So,
I
we're on the
could
journey.
relate. I can
Mhm.
relate because just like Junior's child, son who loves basketball. As a child, I was passionate about music. Um, I was passionate about writing music and just creating music. And growing up, I mean, I came from Jamaica, raised in Brooklyn. Growing up in Brooklyn, there's a lot of distractions. I mean, I'm from East Flatbush, where it's like you got Crip over here, you got D-Step over here, you got Blood over here, you got Outlaws over here, and I was the cool dude. So everybody wanted to put me in their gang and their friends, So it was easy. I could have easily got swayed, and I did easily get swayed in certain crowds, but the music essentially kept me focused and kept me to focus my energy level on one thing and have a higher purpose with that thing. So instead of doing like some of my other friends who got locked up for murders or got killed or they're scamming and they're this and that, I kept focused to say music is what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna keep writing it. Eventually, I'm gonna blow up. Or that at a kid, that was the idea, but it kept me going. I kept doing the right thing, going to school and doing music. Maybe I didn't blow up, but to be honest, that music was a gift to me to get me through all those distractions of navigating my way through Brooklyn. So just like Junior's son, he used basketball, and look right now he's in A1 league in college, and you know what I mean. So I always say, find something that you're passionate about, even if like I have a niece, and my niece is always saying she wants to be a social worker to help kids, and my mom's like, oh, you could be a lawyer, you could be. I'm like, Ma, you don't tell her that, because whatever she loves to do, whatever she wants to do, we're gonna support it, because
That's where
gonna keep
passion
her.
is.
And she's not talking about doing nothing bad, so we're gonna support it. We're not trying to force her to do anything. So that's one thing. And as a kid, and you find that love for what you're doing early in your life, you're gonna be successful. So, but that was my my story, and it got me. I went to college. I did my associate's degree. While at the same time doing music. Then I went further, did my bachelor's degree. Still continue doing music, and I end up getting my master's degree as well. So,
Pretty
and,
So
good.
congrats on that.
thank
Yeah,
you. Appreciate it.
congrats. Real.
So,
Yes, sir.
another,
Well,
yeah.
the thing
Right.
is, when I was researching you this week, the thing I kept on noticing is how much you were so full of energy. Everything you were doing, I'm like, wow. Have you been like that all your life? Was it just something where you go somewhere? I'm like, this guy's like you're like your own hype man. I'm like, this guy is like, you're gonna go far, man.
Yeah. Thank you. So everybody knows me for just being like super energized. That's just my personality. Sometimes I try to tame it down, but it's just my personality. Just really hype. I got a lot of energy. I try to put it into good things. So right now, like I said, I work out 3 times a day. Then I'm doing like stocks. I'm like watching I'm watching YouTube's videos on how to like do everything. I'm learning everything. I mean, every single thing. I'm like making phone calls. I'm networking with people all day. So I just try to put that energy that I got into something positive. And that's like what I said. I learned that from writing music all these years. I learned that you can put your energy into positive things and get positive rewards. So I know all the work that I'm putting in, maybe I don't see it now, but eventually, you see it. So.
Yes, sir.
What's the name of that second song? Is it called on Ram Goat?
Oh, Ram Goat. Yeah, Ram Goat is a super energized song. And that song explains me to the fullest, because a goat, a goat, when you think about a goat, you guys know the greatest of all time.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
So
Yeah.
so now the greatest of
Yeah,
all time.
LeBron James.
So yeah,
Michael
would-
Jordan.
Please.
I would like to think everybody thinks of themselves as being the greatest of all time. You know, so that's the idea. Like I have like a high level of confidence in myself, and when I made that song, it was actually influenced by my lady who's she's St. Vincent. She's from St. Vincent, and she listens to soca, and she told me. She challenged me to make a soca song, and I was like, "Come on, babes, I can make a soca song." She's like, "No, you can't." So I'm like, "Babes, do you know I'm the greatest of all time?" And that was like the punch. So then she, I asked her, I was like, which rhythm would you like me to write to? So she played that I forgot the name of the rhythm. She played a rhythm that was super fast. I'm like, "Why you like this rhythm?" She like, "It's fast. I love fast rhythms." So then I was like, "All right, I already said greatest of all time." So just thought, greatest of all time, GOAT, man. Eyes are around GOAT. And that was it. Eyes are around GOAT, you know?
Give us a live taste.
Yes. Eyes the greatest of all time. When you see greatness, just back it up and wine. Eyes are around GOAT, man. Eyes are around GOAT, man. Eyes are around GOAT. Yeah, so.
And he's still going. He's still going. It's funny. He's still going.
So yeah, man. So that was that, man. The reception that I've got from that song is just tremendous. People love silliness, you know. So that's the reason why I added the gimmicks that are fun, because people like it, even if sometimes they like, "Oh, this is nonsense," but that nonsense.
They like the catchphrase, man.
No, they'll be quicker to share nonsense than they are to share. So, well, all right. I'm not gonna say that now because. I've been getting a lot of shares and a lot of love for the Black Lives Matter. But early in my music career, when I was doing like really positive music, like people would say I like it, but they wouldn't share it. But like I would look and I would see somebody like 6ix9ine or somebody that does something crazy. They bleach their skin, tattoo their eyeballs, whatever. They're sharing it all over the world. They're like, "Oh, look at this fool!" Wow. So I thought to myself, maybe I need to like play on the borderline of gimmicks. So I did a song. The song was called Netflix and Chill. In the music video, it should be on my YouTube. In the music video, I got a Bill Cosby mask. I put on a Gucci sweater, just like Bill Cosby used to wear. The pudding. So I look just like Bill Cosby in that. And in that video, I got some salsa pills or Alka-Seltzer pills, and I had a girl, and I made it look like I gave the girl a pill, and she, knocked out, and I took advantage of the girl in the video. But in the song, I said it was a good message because I was saying, "Come for Netflix and chill. I'm not Bill Cosby, so me nah give a pill." So the message was just saying like, "Yo, we don't rape girls." But when I did that. This was early and before Bill Cosby was like locked up, and before people even believed that Bill Cosby was this rapist. So people bash me all over the world. But you want to know one thing? I had 500,000 views. 500,000 views. People were sharing it. They hated it, but they still were sharing it. So I learned early that like gimmicks work, our controversy works. So I just try to sometimes, I don't do it too much because it's a thin line between overdoing with gimmicks and then people taking you as like a gimmickal artist. So I try to do it just for a certain extent and still give quality and lyrics
for the recognition.
Yeah.
You know, so funny. You know that video with the guy did the skit where he was in the studio. And then he saw the goat. No. You know, so funny when you know the story about how the song came about. It almost seemed like that's how you came up with the song.
Yo, he hit it on the nail, man, because he was like, "Yo, I need a hit." He just saw a goat running by. He's like, "Oh, I got it."
He just saw a goat. Oh, okay. There you go. That was funny. That video was funny.
That was funny. Yeah, but
right,
a lot of people. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was gonna say let's pause for a little break in the action. But you could talk a little bit until commercial come up.
I was saying so that video that you mentioned, so once I dropped the song, the Rambo challenge started. And the Rap Goat Challenge was just for anybody to create a reaction video to Ram Goat. So you have girls dancing, you have people doing skits, you got people just capturing goats, and it got very popular. So I got a lot of videos. I still have a lot of videos that I haven't posted yet, because of what's going on, like I said. So I'm just giving it some time, let people heal. You don't want to just, force things down people's throats, especially in a sensitive time like this. So, but shout out to all the people that's been participating in the Ram Goat Challenge.
Yeah, especially the girl that was pulling the goat out the bushes. I was like, what's going on here?
Oh man, that was we even had girls eating grass, like on their fours eating grass. I thought that right there, I was kind of flattered, but at the same time, I felt like an awkward self. Like I felt like I didn't want. That's not something that I want. Girls to be eating grass
Like
and
it was overkill.
so I guess I felt a little guilty, So like for instance, you have Gage. Gage, he made the song Dungina Ya Choi. And he even went through the same thing where he said he made the song, and at first it was fun, but then he started feeling like a little guilt, like these girls are going too far. They're like sticking bottles in their mouths, and so he felt bad, and now he's trying to progress as an artist, and it's like that's following his career, So
you don't want the goat to follow your career, man.
No.
Come on.
I don't mind about the GOAT. Remember, the GOAT is the greatest of all time. That's the greatest thing. So I'm good with that.
Don't worry, man. It's just women. Female always have to go the extra distance.
True.
No, they don't.
It's not a knock on females, though, but
Get 'em,
hey,
Lou.
you know how it goes, man. Somebody got to have the longest lash.
Yo, this guy is funny.
Don't start. Fellas, we're gonna break for a second for our commercial.
All right.
Yeah.
Lou Banks, CEO. Website, battlingtrafficking.org. Email, mysafehaven55@gmail.com. Phone number, 248-251-5924. Address, 11111 Whittier Street, Detroit, Michigan, 48224. Lou Banks, thank you for your sponsorship of Founding Players. Taking a vacation? Book at Shands Manor. Excellent location. Ligony, off of Ligony Avenue, Kingston, St. Andrews Parish, Jamaica. Right by the Ligony Mall, in the heart of Kingston. Again, in the heart of Kingston. Shands Manor. Thank you, Shan, for your sponsorship to Founding Players.
All right.
My bad.
Like somebody was looking at your video.
Jamming, bro. I was jamming.
Yo,
You trying to see that goat video, man?
Yo, check this out. I definitely got to jump in right there. That's amazing, isn't it? We're sitting here interviewing you, and someone that you don't even know just played your video. Think about that. Think about that.
It's amazing, man. That kind of thing. I'm humbled by that, especially especially supporters and fans, people who appreciate my music, random people who they'll hit me up in my DMs and they're like, you don't understand, your music does something different to me. it makes me, sometimes I don't even know what to say. I'm just humbled by it. I'm just appreciative of to hear that, you know. And I like right away I'll follow the person. I try to be down to earth as much as I can. Well, so that brings me, that segued me to right now. So I'm working on an album, a project. The project, it was kind of challenging coming up with the title of the album, because I wanted something to reflect who I am. So after doing a bunch of searches and throwing out some title names, I end up coming up with Just a Humble Star. So what do you guys think about that? You guys are like the first people I'm telling. What do you think about that?
Sounds good, man.
So now the idea behind it is everyone's a star, right? But you have people that's very hype. I'm like not hype. I'm like the opposite of hype. But I'm very humble, but I'm a star. So that's what. So then I put the Just a Humble, because Just a Humble is like just saying I'm just a man. You know, at the same time I'm just a man, but I have a talent, and I want to use it and shine, and you know. So that's the album.
Yeah.
Right now I have about 20 songs recorded, but when we're finished doing like all the mixing and mastering, I'm going to narrow it down to maybe the best 10. So once that's done, I'm like trying to develop the whole marketing and promotion behind it. Is gonna, you know, that part is the most important part. To, you know, so I was gonna get I have a friend that has a distillery and they make alcohol, and what I was gonna do is I was gonna create a liquor alcohol beverage, you know, and as a product, and I was going to, whoever buys the album, they would get a bottle, you know. So I was gonna do something like that, because I know music the albums doesn't sell, so I was trying to like give them music and liquor, or you know, but yeah, you know, but the distillery thing messed up because of Corona. They weren't able to pay for the warehouse because the money's not flowing. They're not able to do the things that they usually do, so kind of messed that up. So I'm like trying to rebrand my promotion, and so it's a little challenge, but eventually I'll figure it out.
I got a couple questions for you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Few questions. How do you define yourself, and where does your influence come from?
I define myself as, I would say, humble star. Humble in the sense as I know I'm just a regular human being that go through the struggles and the happy moments as everyone else. Don't think I'm more or less than anyone else. A star because I have a high confidence and I like to entertain others. I like to make people laugh. Like Junior said, I'm my own hype man. I'm not just my own hype man. If you're around me, I'm gonna make you laugh. I'm gonna make you excited. I'm gonna make you dance because I just have to. It's just something I have to do. My influence comes from just people. I pay attention to music. I pay attention. I'm like a sociologist, psychologist. I pay attention to people's psychology, what makes people laugh, what makes people happy, what makes people emotional. I try to play on these emotions, and I only want to stir up the best emotions out of people. I also pay attention to how people maneuver with each other. So that's sociology, and I try to put it in my music to influence people. So like what you've seen with the Ramgo with these girls going to that further extent. It's something that I kind of orchestrated before I did it, before going into it, but didn't know it was going to go that far. So my goal is to influence the culture, but positively, right? So I'm okay with everyone having fun and enjoying themselves. I don't do music that now I try not to evoke like evil, anger. I don't glorify gangster music, but I know it's a part of reality, and I know you as a human being, we all have good and bad. Even me, I'm not all good. So I have to give all sides of me. So I try to figure out a creative way to do that. So in this album, you'll hear one or two songs where I'm expressing, that kind of side of me, that edge, but in a particular way where it's believable, where it's like, yeah, this is for real. So to sum it up, I think one word, I'm for real, the realist.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Next question. Who inspired, Junior, you had something?
No, I said sounds good.
Okay, who inspired you to make music?
First it would be Luciano, Buju Banton, Beanie Man, Bounty Killer, Sprague Benz, like all those early dudes, those dudes that's where I got my inspiration, especially Beanie Man. His just the way he entertained the girls them sugar. I wanted to be the girls them sugar, So
I'm already have them sugar already, my lad.
why get more?
Yeah, for me the girl them honey.
Yeah, the girl them gravy.
Yeah.
Gravy.
Or the girl them chocolate tea, daddy.
Yeah, isn't it? So so pretty much those are influential artists that I've listened to and I try to develop my style from. More so now that I'm older, I kind of have a clearer understanding of artists. So I understand that Beanie Man is a really great entertainer. He takes his music seriously. He practices with the band regular basis. Performance wise, he's down to earth. He mingles with people. He jumps in the crowd. He waits for reaction and he gives you back a reaction. So that's something that Bounty Killer, I realize he's very passionate. He's passionate about people. He's passionate about issues, political issues. And that's something that I borrow from Bounty Killer, so that's where you would get a song like Black Lives Matter from me. And then Catch Me follow out with a whole movement. Then you have Vybz Kartel, who was also influencing me, and from him I would say wordplay, just giving intellectual, a higher level of wordplay in your lyrics, and on Shaggy because of his international appeal. I could keep going on because I'm a junkie when it comes to dancehall reggae music. And as you might not know, I also have a podcast. It's called Reggae Talk Podcast, and we talk
every Friday night.
Every Friday night, yes. So it's Reggae Talk Live every Friday night, 10:30. We interview dancehall reggae artists. Sometimes we interview execs from VP Records, anyone that has to do with the culture. So we usually sometimes we just talk about issues in dancehall reggae music, and it's very fun. After the Reggae Talk is done, we have Reggae Talk After Hours where it gets a little spicy. The ladies just, so you guys ever...
Them one, the ram goat, eh?
Yeah, you'll see. Yeah, man.
Hey, let me jump in right quick and say, hey, Junior, he's a character. So
yeah,
he's
and
definitely a character.
Just the record, a Bounty, I'm a DJ, is it?
Yeah, man. Bounty at the bar.
Somebody gonna dead.
Yeah, man. Bounty Killer. Yo, Bounty Killer, one thing, he has a persona like no other. Bounty Killer, that's also something that I'm still trying to develop because it's hard. And so we had a discussion about this actually on Reggae Talk. In this time as a reggae artist, our dancer artist, I don't think people appreciate an artist with a persona. So, and the reason I say that is majority of these dancer artists, they're very calm, casual, cool. They don't really come on the stage. Hello, it's me. Voila. Like you have Alkaline, he's very cool and calm. You have Conscience, he doesn't really have any, so sometimes I say to myself, maybe what worked then for Bounty Killer wouldn't work now as a new artist. For the new kids who are watching, I think they think they would take that person as a clown. For example,
Let me interject. I
Yeah.
think it's just a different phase because back then it was more sound clash. So Bunty would be more than relevant. But now you don't have as much clashes anymore. So people don't care for that ignorant, serious side. You see what I'm saying?
I agree. I agree.
So that's the only thing. So Cartel now, you just have everything. He just took it to a different level. He
Right.
has the girls, he has the guys, he has everything. He could do everything in one.
True.
Question. When you're writing okay, how do you write? Do you write listening to the beat or you write something and then you create the beat?
So I write either or. So sometimes I'll just have a concept in my mind, a melody in my mind, and I'll just write it down. I'll even record the melody in my phone because that's the hardest thing to remember, the melody. If you don't capture the melody at the moment, that's it. And you can make a really good song with lyrics and you forget that melody. You're better really just throwing the song away. So 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 sometimes I write without beat, and sometimes if I get a beat, I'll just drown myself in the beat and I'll find the melody. Once I find the melody, I start putting the words together. But sometimes going into writing, I already have a concept. So I already know that I want to do a girl song, or I want to do a relationship song, or I want to do a social commentary song, and I already have a concept. So I'll stick to that topic when I'm writing.
Okay.
All right. So let me get back to some questions that I have for you. Give me 1 second, sir. All right. How would you describe the music that you typically create?
I would say relatable music, like from humble beginnings. I'm pretty sure we all come from humble beginnings. It's something that we all can relate to as grown men now who navigated through our youth and made something out of ourselves. So that was that's one. I have Wicked Angel it's from my old album where I'm talking about a girl that looks beautiful, but this beautiful girl, she's no good. Her character is horrible. She's so that and I talk about, I have a song named Side Chick where I have my main chick, I got my side chick, and I'm torn between the two because the side chick gives me that good loving, that ear when I needed to talk to her, and wifey just cussing all the time, So I have a range of I try to write about real life, and that's why I get the name For Real. So and the songs that I make are usually relatable to everyone. Everyone could kind of relate to a song. So that's it.
Definitely, man.
Wicked Angel is on YouTube?
Yes, it is. That one actually had a video, but that one is like the old For Real. So that one is like 7 years ago, but it's still timeless. It's on a ska rhythm, like a ska beat. It's like that snap, and it's a really good song. It has a good video. I shot it in Miami, and it's still one of my favorite songs to this day.
All right. Who would you most likely collaborate with? Which artist?
So I would like to collaborate with so now I'm not gonna say it. So because I just hit up one of the big artists that I would always look up to 2 days ago to collaborate with me on a song for the album, and he said yes. So I don't want to give it away yet because it gotta have a little element of surprise to it. So
you gotta tell us. Come on.
No. Hey,
Come on,
hey,
man.
hey, we're not gonna put that pressure on you.
Yeah. I mean,
Can't do that, Carl.
Look, I don't want to jinx it. It didn't happen yet, so I don't want to jinx it yet. So I ain't gonna put it out there. But I would do right now artists that I work with. If like I would work with Rihanna. I would like to work with Drake in that world. In dancehall world, I would like to work with Buju Banton. I would like to work with Coffee. I would like to work with Popcorn. I would like to work with in Afrobeat world. I would like to work with Devado, Burna Boy, and the hip hop. Yeah, so yeah, those are artists I'll work with now, and other artists like Chronix, Romain Virgo. I would like to work Assassin with Agent Sasco. There's artists that I like, that I love listening to, but I'm just not really excited about doing a feature with them. So, but those artists that I name are definitely artists that I would love to work with.
Let me throw this out there. One of my favorite artists in Jamaica is Masika.
Yo, he's also an artist that I'd like to work with.
Yes, sir. All the trips I took, I'll be playing some Masika, man.
Yo, Masika music. Just to put it out there, a lot of artists like in the same age group or like peers, they don't like to give each other credit. But Masika, I'm gonna give Masika credit. So for this album that I'm putting out, a lot of my songs, I got a lot of influence from Masika. A lot of influence. So it's probably like 4 or 5 songs were influenced. Like I had Masika music in mind when I was creating. So hopefully when you hear it, you're like, yo, I'm feeling this one because of the fact that I got the influence from Masika.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I just like his style, his sound,
Definitely, he's just a real artist. You can like relatable issues. Like I'm a fan of I'm not going to let me know humble before. That one is like one of my favorite songs, and that was one of the songs that I tried to I got the influence from, and I tried to like create my own song with that energy.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, I remember before I started coming to Jamaica often, as you know, I've been traveling there quite often, and I listen to a lot of reggae, and I love a lot of reggae artists, and I'm one to say I love the reggae today. I kind of evolve, I don't think too much on the past. I mean, I do, but I like to move forward,
Definitely.
Give credit to those behind us, but as I get older, I like to also move forward. I don't know if I got that from maybe the fact that I work with kids through basketball. There's always going to be a new generation, and you can't get caught up on the old thing. You have to keep on improving.
Yo, man, so that's a big conversation that I have all the time, like, because a lot of people have generational gaps, and they're holding on to the old, and they're telling you the new stuff is trash. I don't want to hear it. And I'm just like you. I'm like, no, you gotta embrace the new. Like, so even with this is a big reason why I'm doing the album that I'm doing now. See, my old album I felt like that was an old for real who was embracing what was at that time. Now this new for real is embracing what is at this time. So it's like a upgrade for real.
It's growth. It's basically growth.
It's growth.
It's a growth mindset.
Definitely. And like I said, me working with children as well also allows me to grow, because sometimes you don't have the youth. One thing they give you when they're around you, they give you youth, like the energy, the vibe. You learn what's in, what's not in, and it becomes a part of who you are. So it's like you stay young forever,
Yeah, some of the complaints that I've heard about, even some of these new artists, is they don't listen. But sometimes I can equal that to a basketball player, young basketball player that I'm training, that he don't listen or she don't listen. But at the end of the day, sometimes you got to grab them and say, hey, listen. Sometimes it takes that. It's not a matter of he or she don't listen because we older. It's a matter of the approach. So a lot of times I analyze things and see how people deal with people. And sometimes the way that we deal with each other ain't the right way. We have to think of the right way. Because when I'm coaching the kids, that's what I do.
I agree with you. I was having a conversation with my mom, and my mom she had 4 of us, and my sister was like the black sheep. My sister gave her a lot of issues, and she always said, "Oh, my sister is a troublemaker," and I said, "Nah, mom, my sister is just my sister is just herself." So what I learned is you have to learn. You have to. It's like you're a chef. You have to ask and find out what each customer wants to eat and make it the way they want it, what they like. You can't just force feed what you created and say, look, you're gonna eat this, you're gonna eat this, or else you're gonna get different reactions. I might like what you give me, but the next person might not, and you're gonna get a resistance. So you have to learn at yourself how can I best interact with this person to create a best relationship with this person. So it's not a one size fits all type of situation. It's being able to adjust and customize your relationship with each individual that you come across with. And that's key to dealing with children.
Yes, and throw adults in there too, because man, let me tell you.
And adults too. Yeah.
Yeah. At the end of the day, we all in this world together. So if I have a son or a daughter, I got to bring them the right way, not the wrong way. There's a right and wrong in everything. And every approach matters. You can't approach the wrong way. You got to approach the right way. You know, we weren't all born bad. You know, everything is learned behavior. So all of us can learn how to deal with each other in a better way. You know, so at the end of the day, that's the way I see it. When I go to battle with my basketball team, I'm going to battle because, you know what, we practice hard before we go against the next team at home, how to go fight that team and fight in a good way. You know, may the best man win, may the best woman win.
Right.
Shake hands afterwards. You know,
very important lesson. Shaking hands afterwards. That's good sportsmanship.
Yeah, look at Bunty and Beanie. Look at Bunty and Beanie. What did they do?
There you go. There you go. I love how you take it back there, because that's something that a lot of the young generation in dancehall they lack. They lack sportsmanship, you know, and it stops the growth of dancehall, you know, because they take everything personal. If they have beef, they have real beef. Like they want to kill each other. They can't even make money together. So it's not that serious. Like, all right, we're gonna like look at hip hop artists. Hip hop artists, they may not like each other, and then they'll get over it for the sake of the money. Look at Drake and Meek Mill. Those dudes were like big. They had like the biggest beef ever, the biggest riff, and they worked it out. You have many other artists in hip hop that did, and I always say dancehall artists need to get over that ego and be able to have good sportsmanship. You guys are in the same realm. More unity will create more revenue. More unity will create more revenue, more fans. You guys come together, you build a union, you can do more things, more infrastructure, you know, so that's important.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna try to pause for a little break in the action. Been great, man. It's been a great topic tonight, man. You know,
Yeah,
the
man.
journey and accomplishments, man. Like where this is going.
Definitely.
I'm listening to your song. I like them a lot. You got a fan.
Thank you. I appreciate. I'm glad, man. What song do you are you listening to?
I was listening to Wicked Angel.
It's a good song, right?
Yeah.
For real, what's going on, man? T Mullen.
Yo, Sakima, you here?
Yeah, man. Just checking in.
Oh man, everything good?
Can't complain, man.
Blessed, man. It's good seeing you, man.
Good. Yo, Carl, if you're checking out For Real's music, you gotta listen to Humble Beginnings. You know what I mean?
Definitely, we'll do that.
Yeah, for real. Let them know, man. What was your motivation and inspiration behind Humble Beginnings?
So Humble Beginnings was pretty much it's just my story. So I was born in Jamaica, born in Clarendon, Top Hill, Compiece, and you know, poor. We came to Brooklyn at the age of three. I came in the hood in Brooklyn, Garrison, going to school, like I said, around gangs, violence. I got caught up in gangs and violence early. I got a quick brush with the law. Got a couple of gunshots fired at me, and I quickly learned that street life is not for me. Picked up my music, stuck to my music, went to school, did the school thing, and I was able to become somebody today. So that's the humble beginnings in a nutshell.
Yes,
Right,
sir.
on that-
We're
on
gonna
that
jump
journey-
into a little. We're gonna jump into a little break, Sakima, and then you follow up with your question.
Oh, my bad. All right, definitely.
So we'll just play one of his Black Lives Matters video.
Black Lives Matter. No justice, no peace, no racist police. Victimizing them, I treat we like a failing Trayvon Martin. Him never have a gun. Unity said them, I treat we like a peasant. The system racist like Trump. Black Lives Matter, so tell the police that George Lives Matter. Eric Gardiner, come on, nigga, we're all murdered. Breaking news, police are killing youth because of color and it's no good. Breaking news, police them up to no good. Black Lives Matter. Breaking news, police are killing youth because of color and it's no good. Breaking news, police them up to no good. Black people make we farm and join together. Stand up for each other, fight the fight like Mayweather. Brother, sister, use your vote and make you better. Revolutionary like Nelson Mandela. Black Lives.
Yes, sir. Back in action, Mr. Mullins.
Hey, I can actually see you getting a Grammy for that joint, bro.
Yo, man, I appreciate it. So now to talk a little bit on that again is, that song I did it at a freestyle. It was not meant to be like a song, but the love that I'm getting from everyone, and everyone's like, you need to push this. You need to do a music video for it. So like this weekend, I'm gonna call up one of my director friends, and I'm gonna try to put together a video, and I'm gonna put some energy behind it, because it's once the people love it, and like Sakima said, getting the Grammy for this song, I'm gonna put some energy behind it. So I appreciate that, Sakima.
Rod
It's
said it.
definitely gonna,
Yeah,
it's
that was
definitely
Rod
gonna
right
go
there.
viral. It's
Thank
gonna
you.
go viral.
I have a question for you, because I remember a few months back, me, you, Sakima, we had a sound clash.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So what my question to you is like, have you been on any of those dub plates? You have time to make any dub plates?
Yeah. So I've done, whenever DJ reach out to me for a dub plate special, I get it done ASAP. So there's quite a few DJs in Brooklyn, Queens that have dub plates for me. I've actually got to witness one or two events where they're having a clash and they dropped my song, and it caused the DJ to win a round. So it was a proud moment. So yeah, I definitely have.
So I know most of you guys don't know what we're talking about. So what he did is that it said that he took one of his songs and he redid it in a in like a style, different style in a way.
Custom
right?
style.
Custom style. So it's like say that he's singing the Black Lives Matter song, but he has it under a different beat, or he added more lyrics, or he said someone's name. So it's a custom music. So that's what we call a dub plate. And these DJs that battle between each other who could play the better songs and gets the crowd going more. And that's another story we could talk about later on.
Yeah, man.
All right, real quick. Let me ask you this: what is the most useless talent you have?
Useless? Yo, man.
I'm sorry.
No.
I never heard that question in my life.
Well, you just did.
Yo,
Man, that's
Yo, it's funny. I was gonna say that. that was actually my most useless talent, and I turned it into something useful. Nah,
Yeah.
nah.
Yo,
I made lemons. I made lemonade with lemons.
Yo, son, just by you doing that, you could go viral just by doing that. Like, I'm like, yo.
I did go viral by
He did
doing
go viral.
No. By him going with the man, I'm like, yo.
Hey, but that's kind of funny that I asked that question. So, you just answered it. The man.
There you go.
So hey, look, you never know what question people ask. Got to be prepared, right? And you were.
No, I'm ready, man. Always ready.
Hey, all of us got a useless talent.
Okay, so what's yours?
Yeah.
I don't know. I ain't telling. I ain't telling.
yo, so
let
for
me-
real,
let
as
me
we
think
sit
about
here,
it.
you know what I mean? As we're sitting here rapping and reasoning, we're talking about your like some of your catalog and your music that we're going over, like Humble Beginnings, Ram Goat, and what's the name of the new one? That's Breaking News.
No, Black Lives Matter.
Oh, Black Lives Matter. But like all three songs, it shows like a wide range of your talent and your ability, because not one of them are the same. Like one of them sounds like one of them is dancehall. I mean, not dancehall. Like like one of them is reggae music.
Right.
One of them is soca, and then the other sound is more like it's a blend of R&B, and because you're singing on, you turn into a sing J on that one.
Soulful.
Yeah. So yeah, but so that's what I'm saying, man. Speak to us, talk to us about the range, and then so how do you identify yourself as an artist?
So that was one thing that I always tried to do as a young youth, growing up and doing music. I always try to have versatility. So I never tried to just DJ. I tried to, sometimes I would try to actually sing. And at one point I was, I mean, I'm not a singer, but I mastered the art of knowing the keys that I can manage and move around octavely with it. So once I mastered that, I was able to not only just do dancehall music by just DJing. I was able to sing on an R&B beat if I had to, or sing a reggae song if I had to. At one point, I did a couple of hip hop tracks. So I always try to express my versatility, and that's causing me to have different sounds with different records. And like I said, my music is a reflection of what's going on in society. So I know I go to parties regularly. I see the girls dancing to soca, and I'm like, I need a song in this segment, because when girls are dancing, first off, in parties, I'm dancing. When soca comes on, I'm not one of those Jamaicans who
You're not playing the wall.
I'm in the middle with the girls. So that I made that one, and then I appreciate like conscious dancehall music. So that's something that I have to create, like, because I've been through it, and my testimony it could help someone else. So yeah, so I really can't I can't really define my style other than it's versatile.
Yeah, and also, Gravy, like, another one of your hits. You guys got to check out Gravy, Oxtail Gravy, if you guys didn't hear it yet. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And to talk a little bit on the Gravy, so I remember back growing up, Beanie Man came out, he world dance, and he had Bogle doing it, he had John Hype.
That's exactly the issue, because like when I hear Oxtail Gravy now, that brings me back to 90s and 2000 dancehall. And you also even, you had the whole, you really tapped into dancehall culture with that one, because you had the dance that went along with it.
Exactly. So that was
then you
something.
were able to. Oh yeah, sorry about that. So, no, man. Speak on that.
Yeah. So that was actually orchestrated as well, because like that was something that I see. There's Ding Dong in Jamaica that does it, and I really can't think of any other. So being an artist
that used
from
to be all Ellie right there.
Elephant Man. So now being from that, I'm overseas. There's no one that really does that. So there's no one on the overseas market that's doing that type of vibe. So when I'm in a party, like I said, I'm not playing like I'm a gangster standing up in a corner. I'm vibing, I'm having a good time, I'm dancing. So I just want to reflect the kind of vibe that I bring. So that's why I made the Gravy, and it's worked. It worked, tremendously. It gives me life.
Yeah, with it also, you were able to merge, like, you know what I mean? Like I said, I really get like a 90s, 2000 dancehall feel when I listen to Gravy. But then you were also able to merge like I guess what you would say is just like how social media has is a part of music now, and you were able to create a challenge and the dance and everything that went along with that. How important is that for like dancehall artists now, reggae artists, acts coming out of Jamaica, to be able to stay authentic to the culture, but also stay up to the time and merge like the new platforms and the new technology, and to stay relevant within the industry?
So that's a really good question. So now that's like very important. It's one of the most important, to be honest. Along with image, you got to be able to be relevant on social media. Obviously, for obvious reasons, social media allows you to get a fan base in every country, every state, every city. So not just limited to your hometown. So once you market it and use it to the best abilities, you can have a following on social media who, they support you, they share your music, they share it to others. And, so it's definitely important. Also creating that challenge to have was actually that was actually my first time creating the challenge. And I was surprised to see how many people, was making the dance videos to it. I have people in Africa. Most of the videos that I got were from people from Nigeria, Ghana. Like, it just showed me that I have a fan base that's out there in Africa, in Venezuela. Like, so it's very important, and what I try to do with that information, I try to narrow it down to find out where my target audience is, and I try to push it to that target audience, and I try to still build a wider audience instead of just depending on my local town and local city to be the only my supporters. I'm always seeking new audience in different cities, different countries, different continents, and that's key. That's key to busting as an artist. That way you're not like running down one DJ every week, and you're bothering your friends, and you got to see the bigger picture. You can't, supporters. I'm always seeking new audience, different cities, different countries, different continents. I'm here myself. That's key.
Yeah, that was what that was coming from. So before all these restrictions and stuff, what other places have you been performing other than the US? I know you've been in Jamaica performing. Do you travel anywhere else, like in Europe? Yeah.
So I've been to Japan 2 times on a tour. This is off of the this is when Not Humble began. This is actually when I dropped the Love Of album, which has the Wicked Angel song that Carl's just listened to. So that brought me to Japan 2 times. I did a tour there in Japan, Osaka. That was a while back. So year after year. Also, local states, Florida, Las Vegas, Canada, where else? Jamaica. I performed Jamaica based on it. So I'm still growing. So I still haven't, got the international performances, performed on those international stages but that's the idea. Once I drop this album, the For Real and the Realest band plans to be doing shows in Europe, festivals. They have a lot of festivals in Europe, but hopefully once this clears up and it becomes, it becomes able for us to do that is the plan.
So how long you had this? Wait, like the band? How long you had a band for? Because I know not too much artists have their own band.
Right. So
I'll just ask you that.
Okay, so I've had the band for maybe 2 years now. So yeah, 2 years. So the idea was I was doing a lot of shows, performances with DJ, and I just wanted that real. I felt like I'm a musician, and as a musician, you can't say you're a musician if you don't have a real band or you're not able to perform on a band. So
Right.
I started to seek out band members. You know, the intuition came to me, and I started seeking out band members. And my first week of seeking a band members, I ended up getting a bass player. You know, the bass player, and then from the bass player came the drummer, and then everything just fell in line. We started rehearsing, and we had chemistry. So I was already For Real the Realist. So it was only right, For Real and the Realist band, you know, marketing purposes, and that's the unit now. So
Cool.
So right now you like lukewarm,
yeah,
Ready
pretty
to
much
blow, ready to blow.
ready to blow up.
ready to blow up,
Yeah,
man.
yo, so for real, like while you're at this stage, like we said, like, you know what I mean, you're ready to you know what I mean, you're ready to blow up. Let us know like one thing in terms of your music that you would like to get across, but you feel that sometimes maybe like people misunderstand what your message or what your delivery is.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So all right. So it goes back to what I was talking about a little earlier. I don't think he was here. Is the fact that to gain attention, you have to be controversial. Like, especially like I said in my early stages of music, before I garnered all the attention and so much support and fans, I had to figure ways to make people pay attention. So those ways, what I did, I was talking about Netflix and Chill, where I did a music video where I had on the Bill Cosby mask. Then, you know, right now, the Ram Goat, it forces people to listen and pay attention, you know. So, but
What about
now
the Bedroom Savage?
Bedroom Savage was one as well. So I always come with those, but I give them one of those just to catch their attention. But then I give my real musical side, where I'm giving lessons, I'm singing reggae. So the thing is, I don't want people to get too caught up with the gimmicks and think that I'm a gimmickal artist. You know, I do it purposefully, it's tactfully, but that's one thing. It's like it's a thin line between being a gimmick artist and being an artist, because it takes a lot of thought to do it, you know. So
Yeah.
So how do you balance that? How do you, like, what do you do to constantly stay to keep that growth process, to keep that growth mindset going as an artist?
Pretty much it's always just like I'm always reading, I'm always watching YouTube videos of how to effectively you know, drop a song and garden attention. So just that alone teaches me. And also I'm always grounded and self-reflecting. So I'm not just looking from me looking out. I try to come outside of myself and look into myself, right? So if I feel like I'm doing too much gimmick, then I'm gonna slow it down and I'm gonna just start doing serious music. So it's just having a balance, because you don't want to be too conscious of an artist like a Talib Kweli. You don't want to fall into that category, but then you don't want to fall into a 6ix9ine category either. So I find that perfect.
You gotta find that balance.
Yeah. So artists that did it well would be like Alkaline. If you guys really think about it, Alkaline, he came out the gate, tattoo eyes, bleached face, whitey wash. You know, people would take him as a gimmick, but then he realized it. He's like, damn, I'm not no gimmick. I'm serious youth. So he stopped like completely, where he doesn't do interviews, he doesn't laugh, he doesn't smile. So now you have to respect him. So I don't want to go to that extreme where I have to like stop talking to people. So the idea is I try to put a balance before I even have to go there. You know?
His strategy, do you think that's a good strategy in terms of what he changed his strategy into? Almost like untouchable, unreachable, unapproachable?
No. I don't think that's a good idea, but it worked for him. That's not something I would do because
Right, because he almost has that unreachable like persona now. Like where
Yeah.
Jamaica rejected him at first, now Jamaica says just like, hold on, we can't even get an interview with you.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, it worked for him. It's probably a good thing for him, but at the same time, it's not something that I would use. So like I said, what's good for the goose is not good for the gander. So, but I think that dude is brilliant, and you know, it's actually it worked for him. I think it's a good idea, but now I think he needs to think about coming out of that shell and doing interviews, because people would really would appreciate exactly what he had to say. It's like Buju Banton. Buju Banton was locked up for 10 years. People can't wait to hear what Buju Banton says. Buju Banton puts up a little 20-second video on his Instagram, and like it goes viral. People take it as Bible. So, you know, I think Alkaline needs to start talking a little bit more now, doing an interview, you know, probably put up a little video, you know, so.
Let me jump in. Let me jump in right quick. We're gonna, you know, just alert, pause for a couple commercials, couple sponsors. You know, just want to throw that out there. We got to give the love also to the people who support us, you know, financially. So, you know, want to give some love to them. So, Ed, hit us with something. Thank you to all our sponsors. Great platform. You know, thank all of you. Yes, sir. Thank all of you.
Claire Financial and Tax Services. Tax and accounting service that will have the IRS pay you. Anna Vane Marius, 561-503-1751. Website, www.clairefdservices.com. Email annavane.marius@clairefdservices.com. Address, 2328 10th Avenue North, Suite 501D. Lake Worth, Florida, 33461. Thank you for your sponsorship to Founding Players. Lou Banks, CEO. Website, battlingtrafficking.org. Email, mysafehaven55@gmail.com. Phone number, 248-251-5924. Address, 11111 Whittier Street, Detroit, Michigan, 48224. Lou Banks, thank you for your sponsorship for Founding Players. Taking a vacation? Book at Shands Manor. Excellent location in Ligony, off of Ligony Avenue, Kingston, St. Andrews Parish, Jamaica. Right by the Ligony Mall, in the heart of Kingston. Again, in the heart of Kingston. Shands Manor. Thank you, Shan, for your sponsorship to Founding Players.
Yes, sir. Welcome back. Man of the hour.
Yes, sir. So there was a question for you that was asked on IG right now.
Yeah.
And the person said, I would like to know what you think is missing from your component to be able to get to a broader audience.
So, I narrow it down to this right now. So I think that God makes everything happen. It's God, right? And everything happens when it's supposed to happen. So I like, all right. So for instance, when I was younger, I wanted to blow up so bad. I was hanging with I used to perform with Mr. Lex. Einstein, Bound to Kill. I performed with Alkaline, all these dudes, right? And I was just so eager. I wanted that big opportunity to blow up. Even Sean Kingston, I have a song with him, and I was never getting that big break. But at the same time, I was living the lifestyle of a superstar, drinking, around smoking, eating food late nights. I was very influential at the time. People had a heavy influence on me. And at the time, I put on so much weight. I got so fat. Like at one point, I was as big as Sean Kingston. So my lifestyle was unhealthy. I was doing dumb stuff. I wasn't thinking. I was just going. And I think God purposefully held me back from blowing up at that time, because I would have self-destruct. I would have just, who knows where I would have been. I could have been fat, unhealthy right now. I could have been locked up, had a murder case like Cartel, whatever. So I definitely think everything happens for a reason, and what didn't happen then wasn't meant to be. Now, it's a whole different chapter. I'm wiser. I'm ready, and I'm even studying everything, and I'm even business wise. At that time, other people had control over my business. So financially, if I was to blow up at that time, people, I've heard these stories of these. Sorry about that. You guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've heard these stories of these artists who blow up and their managers are robbing them blind, So that's not being an artist, or that's not being a star. So I'm actually glad, to be honest, that I didn't blow up then, because I'm more grounded. So now I feel like God is doing everything that he needs me to do, and whatever it takes for me to get to that next level. Wherever that level is, doesn't have to be the next Shaggy. It doesn't have to be the next Sean Paul. It doesn't have, right? It's gonna be for real. And maybe that is, who knows where it's gonna be, but I have to accept the fact, right? Sometimes we try to strive for the stars, and when we land on the housetop, you gotta appreciate that. So even now, as this artist that has these fans all over the world, and I got a band, and just to be able to be interested enough for you to reach out to me to do this interview, to me, I feel like I made it. I feel like this is great. Like I'm where I need to be, and anything further is icing on the cake. It's gravy on the chicken. Isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I wanna jump in and say this based off of some of the things that you just said.
Yeah.
You got poor people, you got middle class people, and you got rich people.
Mm-hmm.
Life is what you make it.
Right.
If you're going from point A to point B, and you drive a Benz, one person drive a Benz, and I drive a Honda, do we still get to the same place? At the end of the day, life is what you make it.
That's a great point. So who's to say I don't feel like I'm like the biggest thing? I could feel like just like a Sean Paul right now, even though I might not be getting the shows that he's getting, but everything is subjective. So it's how you feel about where you're at in life, right? You have someone that works in McDonald's, and they feel they're content. They feel like, well, I'm not gonna say McDonald's, but you get what I'm trying to say, So
yeah, well, we're all in this world, man, and remember, the world is not in us. We're in the world,
Right.
So life in this world is really what we make it. So
Right.
I could have a big house, 10 rooms, and somebody middle class or poorer than me could have 1 or 2 bedroom, but they could be richer than me.
Right.
We never think about things like that. A lot of people don't.
Life, rich with
Yeah.
life.
Yes, and can function. in this life,
Right.
where they might be okay and their kid might be okay. Then you have people who's actually living like they're poor, but they actually set themselves up for the future because they sacrifice not buying that big car or that big house. So again, life is what you make.
Now you make a great point there. So, because for instance, so because of certain investments that I've made, right? I have a foundation, right? But my foundation, it makes me comfortable. If I was to live this lavish lifestyle of getting, a Lamborghini, I'm just gonna put the flashiest car, Lamborghini, and a mansion, and I'm Gucci this, Louis that, right? Now I would have to work harder to maintain that lavish lifestyle. So I would be having to grind, and I wouldn't be happy if I couldn't keep up this image, and then it frustrates me, right? But I'm happy and content because I'm humble. I'm living a humble, modest life, and that's how I look at it. Even as an artist, my idea is not to go out there trying to act like I'm larger than life, and it's about just teaching lessons, making connections, building relationships, cherishing people, doing what I love, and the idea is to be capitalizing off of something that I love, and traveling the world.
Yep, definitely, man. It boils down to life is what you're making, man. We all can be happy in this life. We just gotta, confidence go a long way. Confidence take you places. And if I'm confident in the fact that I'm gonna be the best artist I could be, whatever money that I do make from being an artist, it's all based off of my work that I'm doing. If I want to reach a certain level, I'm going to reach that certain level because I put that goal in place and I'm reaching it. That's what you tell yourself. The confidence will take you to places and you will reach that goal. You could set yourself to hit the sky, like you say. You could set yourself to hit it, but at the end of the day, even when you hit it, you got to remain humble. You got to not spend like you don't think you could lose it tomorrow, because no matter how high you go, you could fall.
Now, I have a friend, me and him was talking some on this topic because, like I said, I just started doing stocks, and this friend of mine, he's been doing stocks from 2013. We're now in 2020, so 7 years. He's acquired a good amount of wealth. Like he's acquired about maybe a little bit more than $250,000, so about 375,000. To me, I'm just like, yo, that's a lot of bread, bro. To him, that's nothing. He's like, nah. The idea is I want to make $1 million, and then I could quit my job and I could slow it down. So I was inquisitive. I'm like, why $1 million? He's like, because I want to make $1 million and just buy a house in maybe Virginia, a little small house, and live modestly, and just maybe work part-time 2-3 times a week, nothing fancy, just that's exactly what I want. Like, so just like the artists that I was telling you about, you have a lot of artists right now who are struggling right now that they're not able to perform, and make the income, but you think about it, you're doing these shows, you're doing 10 shows, 10 shows for, let's say, 3 months, you do 10 shows, you probably made what, let's just say, throw a number out there, $70,000, $60,000. You're not saving none of that money. Like, so now you're like, you're grumpy, you're mad. Is it because you're spending more than you're making, and now you're trying to put up this image? So that's the idea. And I always think about it, like when I do get my big break, is always to keep humble and a level mind, not to get caught up in that hype, because it is a hype, and everyone loves the hype. Everyone, everyone likes to see lavish things, nice and flashy things, but you don't have to fall in that hype, because you have artists like Buju Banton, Chronix, Prodigy. I mean, if you think about it, most of the reggae artists, they are more modest than the dancehall artists. And, you know, that's the lane that I want to go into, because I don't want to be flashy. You know, that's not, I mean, although I'd like to dress nice. Big difference between liking to dress nice and liking to spend money on expensive, you know, clothing. Like I'm not gonna lie, I'll buy a little Gucci belt, because accessories to me, you could you know, spend a good money on accessories. But when it comes to my shirt, my jeans, $20, $30, you know, but it's trendy. That's the gravy. That's the gravy on the chicken, man.
That's the
Yeah.
oxtail gravy.
Yep. Definitely, man. I'm a firm believer. Well, you know, everybody got their own. You know, like I said, everybody's life is their life. You know, but don't try to pass judgment on anyone. You know, but we all is in control of our own life. You know, we could choose to listen to others, you know, who may know a good thing that we can take and make ourselves better. But the choice is ours if we want to do that, you know. So at the end of the day, man, life is what you make it. And if you want to live way up here and burn all your money, that's on that person. But I know for sure that when you plan your life, just like any business, you have to plan it for success. You can't just wing it and say, yo, I'm gonna be rich. You can't, that's winging. You gotta plan how you're gonna get to that amount of money that you want. And you know, a lot of people maybe just not have that plan, you know. And this platform right here, we wanna help people to have that plan. That financial literacy is important. You're speaking on music. Some people may come on and say, okay, where we didn't speak much about maybe finances today, but we try to talk about everything, because guess what? Just like them basketball players, a lot of people expect basketball players to make it to the NBA. Well, once they make it, what happens after that? A lot of them lose their money. In the same lane as you said about the dancehall artists, most of them are just lavish life. You know, the reggae artists are more about, hey, let me plan good, plan how to use my money, you know. So with you coming on today, man, you know, it's a blessing that we're able to bring you on as a artist, and you're able to talk about where you want to be and how you even want to manage your money, you know, because you're touching on why we have this platform, to bring yourself on to talk about yourself as an artist, and also touch on how you want to manage your life. You know, it's not just let me go out there and get on stage and hype it up and make people happy. It's about managing your money, you know, and you touched on that. So that's good to see and good to know, man.
Yeah, I mean, and the idea is to be disciplined, because I say this now, but the hype, you know, you got the big booty girls in your ear, and you got everybody's cheering for you. Sometimes it can influence you to not be disciplined to what you had in mind initially. So the reason I say it is because I'm saying it because it's something that I'm gonna manifest, or something that I would like to manifest. Because we all could get distracted. We're just human. Like I said, I'm just a humble start. So I know I could get distracted, but my goal is not to. So I pray. Sometimes when I pray, I say to just make me a empty vessel, and just do whatever you will with me, God. You know what I mean? Because I'm just a servant. You know what I mean? So these are the concepts that I try to put in my life, in music, and in relationships, and everything.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man, but for real, besides the music, you know, we find that you're also influencing the industry through the podcast Reggae Talk that you have with Sean.
Yes, definitely. So that's one thing that we're very the word? We're proud of, right? We're proud of the fact that we have a platform that it has influence on the culture, because that initially, that's what we went in it for, because we noticed certain trends, and we were like, it needs change. So instead of sitting around and talking to each other on the phone and talking about, oh man, this needs to change, that needs to change, we said, look, let's make a platform where people could hear, and other people with the same mind, or who could see a different perspective. And that's exactly what we did. And Reggae Talk is our going into our third year of Reggae Talk. We've changed up a few things here and there, but essentially the idea of talking reggae, talking about the culture and impacting the culture in a positive way is very it makes us proud, So that's something I'm proud of, and I'm proud to be a part of Reggae Talk.
Yeah,
So I
man,
got a
definitely.
question. I
When
got a
it comes,
question about that.
oh,
I got a question about that. So would you guys come back to our platform?
Yeah. That easy, of course. I mean, I come back, and I'll get Sean to come with me. He's a family man. He has 2 daughters. But he'll make it happen. Like it just you give him good time, good heads up, and his wife could watch the kids, put them to bed, because I guess around this time he has to put the kids to sleep, and having 2 twins, they're unruly, so.
Yeah, definitely, man. We want to definitely set that up.
Yeah, man.
definitely got to get Sean on the program.
Yo,
But, for real, huh?
Sakeem is the man to make it happen.
Yeah, but I was explaining to Savon that, like, the foundation and everything is just that, me and Sean linked up at New Pulse together when it was me, Sean, and John, man, and actually and Dave, and in Trilogy, like, that we were on the resident hall together, like, from freshman year, man. That's 2001.
Yeah, man.
So that's going way back. Yeah, definitely. So we have to get Sean on the program. We got to get Trilogy on the program, because, like, I was speaking to Savannah also, because Trilogy speaks a lot about the being, like, financially responsible as a producer, and he speaks a lot about mistakes that he's made while he's been on his journey, in terms of having hits out there that are banging all over the world, having the bangers for the summer, and not being rewarded financially properly.
That man created, like, some of the most classic modern hits in New York City, man.
That's so Brooklyn. That was an anthem for the summer, like, for not even for Brooklyn last year. That was an anthem for the world last year. That was an anthem of the summer last year.
Yo, he produced "Get the Strap" with 6ix9ine, 50 Cent.
Right.
Uncle Murda. He's that man. Chris Brown. He did "I Love You" on Chris Brown's album. That man. Sometimes I'm amazed that I'm friends with this guy, man. This guy's.
Yeah.
I got some superstar friends. I got Savon. I got Sakima, the superstar. And I got we some superstars, man. We some humble stars, man.
Hey.
Like what Savon is saying, and like Trilogy, like when I'm on his post, he speaks a lot about just in terms of being financially responsible as a producer, as an artist. Making sure that you're financially compensated for the work that you put in while you're on your journey. So
Right.
Definitely it would be really good to hear his
And he would love to come on this. So you should reach out to him.
But even definitely like speaking about the podcast, because like we said, it allows you to influence the industry in more ways than one, not just from like an artist perspective, but you're also able to influence the industry from your podcast.
Definitely. So all right. So being an artist, I have like a inside perspective that I bring to the podcast. Sean, on the other hand, he brings just Sean mind is different when it comes to everything, like so and he's the mastermind behind the Reggae Talk.
Sean is the teacher, man.
Huh?
Sean is the teacher, man.
Yeah, he's
He's
an
always
educator.
dropping me. He's always inboxing me, letting me know, just like, yo, you need to do it like this. You need to work on this. Like, what I mean, this should be your marketing strategy. This is how you reach this audience. This is how you reach that audience. And it's just like me. I'm taking lessons all day from him.
Yeah, that man. And when he even comes up with content, sometimes I wonder like his critical thinking abilities is different, like different. So with that being said, when we do bring up topics, we bring up these obscure, like for instance, we brought up the social media culture topic where we talk about the culture that was being created amongst the artists where they feel like they're too cool to respond and are, and we've seen that it changed. We made changes in our local little circle, that because of certain podcasts we see people change, behaviors change, and the way some people made songs based off of our suggestions. Artists start to like focus on their business based on a podcast that we've done. People reference to certain interviews. So it's like I said, it's humbling.
You know that they're listening.
We know they're listening. Although sometimes people don't like to give us the
credit,
the credit or the glory, but that's life. Even as an artist,
based off of the changes that you see within the music and within the industry, and some adjustments that the people are making within your circle and within the industry, you know that they're listening because we're the one that started that conversation.
Exactly. So it's humbling at the same time. Like they say, intimidation is flattery or something like that. Is that not intimidation? What's the word?
Imitation is the best form of flattery.
There you go. Yes.
Imitation is the most sincere form of flattery.
Yes, because when we started our podcast, we actually was the first reggae dancehall platform to do a podcast on reggae dancehall discussion. Eventually, now there's hundreds, there's a lot. And these people, these people, they told us like, yo, you inspired us to do this. They even pay attention to Sean's page. They'll use it for inspiration. But the thing that hurts is they don't give props. They don't,
they're not doing the shout out. They're not giving anything back.
They're not giving a shout out. They're not showing paying no homage. They just they'll even DM you and when they see, oh, yo, bro, your shit is crazy. I got inspired from it, but they're not telling other people that. I don't get that. I don't know. It's a new thing, I guess, part of the culture, but that's something we're working on changing as well.
Well, while you've been on your podcast journey, because like you said, it was something new and like for you guys, but you guys are setting trends. What's one thing, if you could look back in retrospect, what's one thing that you wish you knew now that you wish you knew then when you were starting?
Oh man, they say wisdom is wasted on the young, because everything I know now, I wish I knew then.
Hindsight is 2020, man. So looking back,
everything that I know now, if I knew it then, I would be so further in my career than I am now. But everything is like you learn it in time on a purpose. So it is what it is.
So then speak to us about like a mistake or a failure that you've made. Like, what did you learn from that mistake?
God. I'll tell you the biggest mistake I ever made in my career, man. This was a game changer for me. So this is the first time Alkaline came to New York City. Movado and Alkaline did a show. This is before they even merged and did MVP. They did their first show in Missouri. So I had connections, to get me on the show. I'm cool with Movado's road manager, Junior Skeng. So he put me on the show. The night of the show was one of my friend's birthday. So we get there. First thing, we go straight to the bar. We buy Hennessy. I'm drinking Hennessy. So
mistake.
Big mistake, bro. Big mistake. First thing is, I did not rehearse. Second thing is I'm drinking Hennessy. So there's 2 mistakes already. So I go on the stage. I'm drunk as hell. Everything is blurry. Everything sounds like
Don't tell me you got booed. Don't tell me you got
no.
booed.
I didn't get booed. I didn't get booed. But I was just like I was off. So the beat played. It was actually a TV track. So the TV track now plays the ad-libs of your song. So I remember what song it was too, because it was Wicked Angel. So it plays like the ending. So if I said heaven in your eye, it would just say eyes, skies, right? When I jumped on the song, I'm singing, the eyes is over here, I'm over here. It was so
Yo, people say that, yo, this guy doesn't even know his own song.
So Bobby Connors and Jabba came out. He like quickly, he's like, yo, we got to keep the show moving. So I end up never getting to redeem myself at that moment. But I learned a major key lesson that time. This maybe like 7-8 years ago. Not maybe 8-9 years ago. Maybe 7 years ago. I learned a major key lesson that day. That if you're gonna be an artist, it's your job. You gotta be professional. You gotta rehearse for your show. You gotta be prepared for your show. If you're not prepared for the show, do not do the show. If you're gonna do a show, do not drink. You can have one drink, but you're not partying. You're not. So after you perform, then you can party. You can get drunk. You can whatever. But before that performance, you got to be very reserved. You got to be rehearsing in your mind, preparing yourself. My confidence just thought I could just go up there and just do it. No. So I learned my lesson ever since. I rehearse every chance I get. Whenever I have a showcase, I rehearse. If I have a show, I don't drink too much before the show. I'll have one drink to just hit the nerves. But I take my shows very serious. My professionalism is through the roof. But I learned that because I messed up.
Question now, when it comes to making your music, right? How many beats do you go through, and how do you go through picking which one you want to ride with, and do you usually like have the material ready, or you hear the beat and then you come up with the song?
So now it's different from then. Now because I work with Elamar, who is a producer who produced you guys know Nobody After Knows Me and You Are Touch. You know that?
Yeah, bro, we know that one.
So that's my producer. So the way I do it now is he'll just say, so it's different ways. I have my way of where I'll find a beat from maybe a popular song that's already out there, and I like the song, I like the beat, so I'll write to that beat, and then I'll go to Elamar and I'll say, look, I need something like this because I wrote this. So then he'll just go on his piano, and then I'll switch up some melodies, and we'll build it together. So the producer helps me.
Jam session.
Huh?
You guys are having like a jam session.
A jam session. So I'll do my homework. So I'll come up with the basis, the foundation, the blueprint at home. Then I go to him, and then we start working together, and that's how I make gravy. Oh, and not to mention, so I'm gonna give away this little secret, just to you guys, that the album that I'm about to release has a song called Fight the Fight, and Sakima's in it, by the way. And that song was also created in that same sense, where I wrote, my bars, went to the Elamar, and he just started playing, and we found the melody, we bounced off ideas off of him, and then so I have good chemistry working with Elamar, and that's how I come up with these good music.
Tell him about the one that I'm in.
Oh, that one's top secret.
What I would like, let's just say when that song, when the songs come out, if you guys, when you guys are shooting videos down there, I hope I'm down in Jamaica so I can see, experience, what it's like, when you guys are shooting a video.
So I'll be going down very soon because, the June 15th is when we're able to actually travel there. But I'll probably be going maybe a little after June 28th, 26th, because I got more videos to shoot for the album, So I like to give people a visualization of my music. So I like to try, and I like to also make the videos beforehand, right? Instead of dropping a song and then you're kind of working backwards and now trying to do the video. I have the video already ready. Then I'll start. So I have everything ready. I have the song ready, the video ready. I'll start coming up with the promotional strategy, the marketing strategy. Once I have everything in line, I drop it. That way it's easy for me because everything is already ready. Instead of dropping something and now you're hustling backwards because you're trying to come up with the direction,
So what are some of the challenges you face, like when you organize and you structure your strategy like that?
It's difficult, man. It's challenging to be creative and come up with creative ways to push music. It's hard. Like, I don't think a lot of people understand, and you guys understand because you guys doing this platform. Marketing is difficult, and one of the most important parts of getting content out there. You can make good music, good content, but if you don't have a good strategy behind getting it out there, you're gonna have a limited audience. The idea is to have a big audience and to like get prospect fans, right? Because you want the strangers to see it, not only see it, you want them to resonate with it, and even want to like get to know the artist. So now they familiarize themselves with the content. Now they will actually want to get to know the person behind the content. You build a relationship with the person behind that person. And now they become a fan. Now they're a fan, you're a supporter. They're coming to your shows. They're buying your CDs. They're buying your merch. You're talking to them. You and them are talking and, DM, WhatsApp. They're giving you ideas maybe for your next. So that's the concept. That's what I'm working on. I'm getting as much of that grassroots fan base as possible. So wherever I go, they follow. And it's one person at a time is doing these intimate performances in these little bars with maybe 30 people. And then after doing something like that, you might get 10 people who they just love you. Anything you do, they're gonna follow and just building person by person. It's very challenging coming up with like creative ways that's gonna catch people's attention. Like I told you, I have to study sociology and psychology because you want to know how people move, why they move, right? And once you know that, you can come up with creative ways to get them to move. So, like I said, albums right now, they don't just sell naturally. So coming up with a strategy behind getting people to buy it and want to listen to it, it has to be very creative and very dynamic, and paying for a PR or paying for a promotional person is not going to help you. You got to learn it yourself because these people, they just there to take your money. They do the bare minimum. So you have to learn. You have to like I said, go to this University of YouTube and read. Read.
Hey, that's your university right there. YouTube University.
Bro, I'm a graduate. No, I'm not a graduate. I'm still learning, but yeah, man, that's what I do, man. So it's challenging, but it's now became a fun part of the process. So the process is creating the music. After you create the music, then you create the visuals of the music. Even dressing for your boy said in the beginning, he's like, yo, you put on that blazer that you had on Gravy was dope. That's art. Like I purposefully wore that to garden attention. It's playing on the psychology of people. Even getting the dancers to do the dance in the video is also part of it. So it's a lot that goes into it. It's not just, you just get a camera, shoot, put on your shoes and boom, boom, boom. So much that goes into this. So the process.
A lot of thought that goes into the process.
A lot of thought, a lot of lot of from the writing of the music, because you got to put certain things to catch people's ears so people can hear the punchlines. The music got to be right. The mix, the master got to be right. Once you get that right, then you got to come up with a cover, a graphic. The graphic is the graphic that got to catch people's attention. After the graphic, you got to have a lyric video. The lyric video so people can see the lyrics. Then you got to think of ways to engage people so they can interact with you on social media, so they can say something and not just like it, press the like button. You want them to actually say something and put fire and say, I like this, I love this, keep doing this. Then after you figure that out, you got to figure out ways for people to share it. After they share it, then you end up starting new fans. Then you got to figure out how to get people into untapped territories. Then it's a lot, man. It's a lot. But
So do you have a team? Do you have a team that's helping you with all this? Because you sound like you're taking a part of everything.
Well, you have to, man. Like if you don't move, you don't get nobody to move. But I got a team because I move. So my momentum gets other people moving. So I got a team. You know, I'm blessed to have a family structure that's very supportive. My brother, videographer, my Sean, you know, vlogger, advisor, everything. He's PR. I utilize people around me for different roles. My girl, I use her for PR. You know, sometimes she's a photographer. Sometimes, you know, so I have a lot of cousins. I have a cousin who's in Florida who's my promoter. He's related to a lot of DJs, so he keeps and then then I build relationships with new people. So I have DJs in Jamaica. I have dancer girls that's in Jamaica that's responsible for making certain things. I have dancer guys. I got DJs that I connect with that I expect them to push the music to other DJs and drop mixtapes. And so I got a team, but I built the team by me moving and building relationships and nurturing these relationships, not just calling them when I need something. Like I talk to people every day. Like I'm call people for no reason. I call people just to be like, yo, what up? You know what I mean? And that alone makes them appreciate me. So now when I call and I say, yo, I need this, of course. So
the dancer from the Gravy video, man, he was pretty dope. So do you personally know him, or did he come up with that dance for your song, or he already I was like, yo, yeah. So like I said, I told you I build relationships when I nurture them. So I met this guy. I met him a year before I did the video. I went to Hot Mondays or Uptown Mondays, and this kid I went there with Sean, actually. Sean, and it was just me and Sean. And this kid is in the middle of the dance and he's going hard. And I'm like, yo, this kid is like hungry, like his passion his name is Passion. And I'm like, yo, I just went to him. I'm like, yo, bro, you are gonna bust. Like your passion, the way you move, you're like, I could see it. You're surpassed everyone else here, just your level. He was very appreciative of me telling him that. He's like, never had just a random artist or somebody just tell him something like that. So we exchanged Instagrams, and I had put up a video with him dancing that night. I tagged him. He was appreciative of that. That's what I was saying, because a lot of artists, they don't tag the dancer. They just put them up and take all the glory. So me doing that, so we built a relationship, a friendship. He did a dance video for, at the time I was pushing Bedroom Savage. He made a dance video there. He was doing his little workshops around the world. I was always commenting and telling him keep up the good work, and we would maintain a friendship for a whole year until I went back to Jamaica the year later, and he was more than willing to do a music video for me. Not because nothing but the fact that we built a friendship and we maintained the friendship. You know what I mean? So he built the Gravy Dance. Well, actually, to be honest, I'm gonna give myself some credit. I built the Gravy Dance, and I swear I built the Gravy Dance, and I pretty much told him how I wanted. So, but he mastered the Gravy Dance, because I gave him some like
let it rain. I clear it out. And he just turned it into some, like, you know, like a masterpiece. So
Now it's definitely a masterpiece. I'm definitely gonna need to follow him also, man, because the dances, I was inspired. I was like, yo, I wish I could dance like that. He was getting,
that was the goal. I actually
Right,
went.
leave the dancing to the dancers, man.
Yo, man, I tried to pick up dancing, but I dance, but I'm not like a professional dancer like these guys. So I don't even try anymore, because the older you get, the less coordinated you get, the less suave or the less finesse you have when you're dancing. So I just do my little, you know,
Yo, for
keep it
real.
nice and simple.
You could tell. I was like, really, like, he really caught my attention. You saw, like, when I did the video, you saw I did a reverse.
I saw that.
Because as soon as I saw the video, I was like, I'm gonna do something with that dancer, because he was finessing it. I was like, yo, I'm gonna finesse the finesse of what he just did.
Yo, you definitely finessed the finesse, because he brought it down and then he brought it back. I was
it back up.
That was dope.
I hope he's seen it. I hope he saw that.
He did. He hit me up and he was like, "Yo, this butt." I was like, "So I'm actually gonna tell him to put it up." But right now he's doing like a tour workshop. But I just hit me up in the DM. I'll send you his IG so you can follow him as well.
Tell him he inspired me. He inspired me to do that when I was doing the work. I was like, yo, this dude is killing it.
Yo, you know he does personal one-on-one training, so he could teach you how to dance if you need it.
Hey, real quick, Pharrell, you could.
Yeah, man.
So you telling me? So you're just an okay dancer? That's what you're telling me?
I'm okay, man. I'm okay. Like I used to be.
You said you were trying to pick it up, right? Pick up the dance.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe you need to practice it, because you can't just pick it up.
What?
That's a joke. You can't pick it up off that ground.
I really think. But
I'm sorry.
The meeting's over now.
I guess it's over now, man.
Hey, Ed, put us on mute, man. Put him on mute. Mute him, man.
Oh,
no
man.
more question for Savant.
That's it. Yeah, man. But yo, guys, thanks for having me on the platform, man. I wish all the best for the was it grounded players or grounded
founding
players. Sorry, founding players. So I wish you nothing but the best and nothing but success. I love what you guys are doing. You guys are professional with it, from the commercials to the questions to the vibe. You guys are cool as hell, man. You guys are family. You already know Sakima, Savon, Ed, and now you, Rod. I mean, we're all family, man. So let's keep it lit.
We'll see you. I'm looking forward to seeing you at the Grammys, man. I see it.
You're gonna be right there next to me, man. So.
Oh, okay. Hey, that's the invite right there, Sakima. Remember that.
Yo, Rod is coming through.
Hey, Pharrell, who's Rod? Who's Rod?
Yo, man, bless up, y'all. Bless up. I'm in my house is hot as hell. I need to go get some water, take a shower. So we gonna link, man.
You're real big on your
Yes, sir.
respect, man.
Bless
Definitely. Appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
All right.
Yes, sir. Rod, who are you?
That's Savon was coming down with the beat down.
Yo.
Yes, sir. Hey, why don't we
How
drop-
was the meeting before I got you? You guys got to fill me in, man. I got here real late, man.
Well, let's drop some commercials and then play a couple things, so give some love right quick before we, jump back in and go to bed.
This give some love to our past person that came on with the liquor, because we're talking about it a lot. So let me just play one of them.
It was amazing to see, September was selling out the stores. The sellout in November, Thanksgiving, sold out. We had people hitting on Instagram, you know, saying, hey, I went to the store in Manhattan. It was like Christmas. It was sold out.
All right.
Give
Nice.
some more love. Give some more love.
Who else we got?
Everybody.
Here we got
Do the Sakima workout. Do the Sakima workout.
Definitely, man. Like, you got T. Mullins workout.
Hey, yo, hold on. Don't forget about Peter. Did you play Peter? Oh, forget it.
Why?
Are we on YouTube?
no matter.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
No, Ed, don't play that. Ed, don't play that.
Ed,
don't play that.
cut it. Ed, cut it. You might as well play the Sakima workout, man.
I thought you knew that, Ed. You say it don't matter.
I know. I thought Ed knew. That's why I told him to cut it. I forgot about that.
Yeah, you're right.
You have a goal in your mind, and once you're on a mission, there's nothing out there that you can allow to come in your way. And relationships will suffer from it, you know, but your loved ones will stick by you because they know the sacrifices and they understand the sacrifices that you're making to achieve your goals. And these are the sacrifices and the things that you're sacrificing to achieve your goal, right?
Black Lives Matter. No justice, no peace, no racist police. Victimized and them a treat we like a failing Trayvon Martin. Him never have a gun. You know, sister, them a treat we like a peasant. The system racist like Trump. Black Lives Matter, so tell the police that George Lives Matter. Eric Gardiner, come on, nigga, we're all murdered. Breaking news, police are killing youth because of color and it's no good. Breaking news, police them up to no good. Black Lives Matter. Breaking news, police are killing youth because of color and it's no good. Breaking news, police them up to no good. Black people make we farm and join together. Stand up for each other, fight the fight like Mayweather. Brother, sister, use your vote and make you better. Revolutionary like Nelson Mandela. Black Lives.
You got more to play, or who's on here? Oh, Corey. I just realized Corey's here.
Yeah, I'm still here, man.
Yeah, I see the blackout.
About to lock in.
So how long you known for real? I did not know you guys really knew each other like that.
Oh yeah, man. I know for real probably since 2010. But like he was talking about Sean. I know Sean since 01.
Nice. Okay.
Like I mean, yeah. So Sean is his cousin. The reason, so really, like Sean is the link how I got to meet for real.
Got it. I was wondering how you guys were, knew this guy. So he came out of left field. I was like, whoa. So I got a couple of, he seems like he's the next thing,
Yeah, we all went to school together. Me, Sean, and the other guy he was talking about, Trilogy. Me, Sean, and Trilogy. We went to school together up at Newport.
Oh, okay. I could see Sakima rocking that blazer he got on that gravy commercial. Video.
Yo, I should have been in that one also. I should have been rocking the blazer, man. Rod, you see, you got the vision, Rod. You know you got the eye for that, man. You know what I mean? Yo, you guys, you know Rod got the eye for that.
Yo, the second I saw the blazer, I was like, yo, I didn't even hear the song yet. I was like, yo, something's up with this kid, man. Something's up with this kid.
I've been telling Ed, man, Ed, you gotta, yo, when it comes to Rod's eye, man, you gotta respect the vision. You like, you know what I mean?
Yep. And then Savant's gonna come through and beat me over the head. Yo, you know so funny? Yo, Sakima, like that video, I saw that when you were working out, right? I had no plans for it. I had no plans. And then when I was working on